Is it really possible to experience stress-free tantrums? I can tell you firsthand that yes, it totally is. I experience zero stress during toddler tantrums, and you can too. Stress is an emotion, and our emotions come from our thoughts. So today, I have 30 amazing thoughts that you can choose to think during your toddler's tantrum that will get you on your way toward stress-free tantrums. This is age appropriate. That is totally something that you can think, and it actually is true. If your child is anywhere from 1 to 4 years old, toddler tantrums just come with the territory. Toddler tantrums are considered normal all the way through that 4-year-old year. It's after age 4, so once they turn age 5, that they really recommend talking to your pediatrician if your child is still having tantrums. I'm ready for this. Kind of that bring it on attitude, right? You have this confidence that you are ready for this. You have been watching this toddler tantrum series. You have been hearing all this information and all the steps to follow. Hopefully you've gotten that free cheat sheet, and you should feel so ready for these tantrums. So when that tantrum starts, you can choose to think, I'm ready for this. Tantrums are easy. I really do believe that, personally. I've had a lot of practice. I have parented many children through that toddler tantrums phase. I really do think it's easy. It's easy for me to deal with. It's easy for me to kind of curb the behavior. It's easy for me to know what to do and what to say. It really feels easy, and you can choose, even if you're not totally convinced, if you believe that it's possible to make it easy, you can think that, and the more you're thinking it, the more you will believe it, because beliefs are just thoughts that we think over and over again. I am teaching so many good things right now. Tantrums can feel very hard. Tantrums can feel like, ooh, why am I doing this? Is it really worth it? It takes a long time for things to really start making some changes in your child's behavior. It takes a lot of consistency, and at any point along the way, you might be feeling like, holy cow, what's the point? But if you tell yourself, I am teaching so many good things right now, you could be kind of pointing out to yourself all the things that you're teaching. You're teaching so many incredible things, including teaching your child that as a parent, we can and will stay calm, that we are going to own our emotions, and that alone is a very powerful lesson. There is nothing to stress about. Your toddler is a child. They are 1 year old, 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old. You are an adult. There is nothing to stress about. Your child totally can throw a tantrum. They are allowed to melt down on the ground right now. They are totally entitled to feeling big feelings. We know what is allowed and what's not allowed as far as behavior goes. And so really, what is there to stress about? Maybe we're worried about other people. Your brain's going to give you a million things to be stressed about, but just tell yourself there is nothing to stress about. Staying calm is always an option. I truly believe this. Staying calm is always an option. Sometimes we like to feel like we are at the effect of our toddler's tantrum, or that we are kind of the victim of their behavior or this tantrum, and really we are in control of ourselves. We are in control of our emotions. What other people think is 100% about them. This probably feels like a bit of a stretch to you. I have come to a place where I actually do believe that. All of these thoughts I believe, and that's why I'm offering them as suggestions to you. It might feel hard to believe that right now. But really, what other people think is about them. It's not about you. It's whatever they've got going on in their minds. We understand that. Our thoughts create our feelings. So whatever their thoughts are about this situation that they're observing, this tantrum, why does it matter what's going on in their minds? We get to decide the story that we are telling ourselves. We have these facts happening, and from those facts, we tend to create a lot of stories around that. We get to create the narrative in our own minds. So whatever other people are thinking is 100% about them, and is that really worth your time? No, it is not. It is not worth your time to even think about that. I was made for this. This is the moment that I've been waiting for. This tantrum is my opportunity to shine. I was made for this moment, for this child. This is what is happening in my life right now, and I am showing up for it. And that is a decision that is so powerful. If you just can decide that, I was made for this. I'm ready for this, right? That was another option. All of those thoughts just build our confidence. They build our opinion of ourselves. They allow us to bring ourselves out of the situation a little bit. A tantrum's happening. And so there is something that we are needing to do right now. And if we can feel so empowered, we will show up for that the best way possible. I am excited for more practice. Now, maybe you need to plug in a different word other than excited if that feels like that is not at all reality. But see it as practice. As we put in the time, as we put in the effort, every single time your toddler is having a tantrum, it will feel easier. You will have past experiences to draw on. It's either a success or a learning experience, right? Failure doesn't even need to be in the equation at all. We're either succeeding or we're learning and growing. And so anytime a tantrum's happening, it is an opportunity for more practice. I am capable. How simple and short and concise to just tell yourself, I am capable. I am capable of doing this. I'm capable of handling this. I'm capable of having a handle on this situation. I am capable of staying calm. I am capable of being consistent. All the things that you want to do, it starts with the belief that it's possible for you. You are believing in yourself and your capacity and your capabilities. I am capable. Those are very powerful words that can start actually making an impact and a huge difference in the level of stress that you feel either before tantrums are happening or during tantrums. I have planned for this. This is true. If you're watching these videos, you have planned for this moment. You have gathered information, you have made a plan, and now you're just implementing that plan. So when a tantrum happens, just remind yourself, I have planned for this. This is normal behavior. Just like the age-appropriate one, this is so normal. If your child is in that age range, this is so normal and to be expected. It shows healthy development for your child. The more we can understand that it's normal and okay, we will feel so much less stress. Tantrums are no big deal. Again, I believe this, I think this, and I want you to think it too. And you can. Our thoughts do not have to be proven. They don't have to have evidence. We just need to decide to think them. We need to decide to believe them. So if you tell yourself tantrums are no big deal, and maybe let's take it down that rabbit hole. What am I so afraid of? Why are they a big deal? Just start questioning and poking holes in that other belief that tantrums are a huge deal, and get to the base of that whole belief to just try to start questioning that and opting into something else, such as tantrums are no big deal. They really aren't, you guys. This is a great teaching moment. We already talked about how many things you are teaching your child. You are showing them an example. You are teaching them these boundaries. You're explaining to them what is okay behavior and what's not okay behavior. Even the acknowledging their feelings, that is teaching your child. You're giving them words to the big things that they're feeling. So many good, positive things are happening because of this tantrum. This tantrum is giving you the opportunity to have a teaching moment. I have my own back. We don't need anyone else to have our backs. We have our own back. That means no matter what our child says, no matter what they do, no matter what other people say or do, no matter what else is happening, I have my own back. I have decided how I'm handling this tantrum, and nothing's going to change the fact that I am showing up for myself in this way. I am being calm, I'm being consistent, I'm doing the things that I feel to be right for this situation, And so there's nothing that I need to worry about. Worry only pretends to be necessary. It's really true. We are convinced that we need to worry about all the things, all the things that there are to worry about. Our brain does a really good job convincing us that it's necessary to worry. We are hardwired to make sure that we are safe and that we are protecting our child and whatever else. We are hardwired to do that. And when those survival instincts kick in, we can get pretty convinced that there's a lot to worry about, when in reality, there isn't anything to worry about. We are all safe. We are all under control. Worry only pretends to be necessary. I can do this. Again, very simple, very concise, and yet you're just telling yourself, you've got this. You do. You've got this. You know what to do. You know what to say. Hopefully you're holding your little cheat sheet, so you're kind of checking yourself, right? Making sure you're actually doing the right thing. So you can do this. Tell yourself, I can do this. What I make it mean is the worst that can happen. As our toddler is having a tantrum, we are making that mean something. It might mean something about us as a parent. It might mean something about them as a child. It might mean something about my parenting or about our life or about this or about the choice I made yesterday. Our mind attaches meaning to this behavior and to this experience. And that's okay. That's totally normal. The worst that could happen really is whatever those thoughts are that come into our minds, which then are triggering some emotions. And as we've talked about, those emotions aren't going to harm us. They're uncomfortable for sure, but they're not going to hurt us. And they lose their power when we can really acknowledge that and just realize, okay, my brain is making this whole thing mean something, probably something horrible, but whatever I'm making it mean is the worst that can happen. I expected this. Now, this should be true for anyone watching this. You have probably experienced plenty of tantrums, and you know that they are going to continue. And so if we can kind of just come to terms with that right now your toddler is in this stage of life. That is just what is in the cards right now. So we are expecting them to have these tantrums. We're expecting them to get really upset. We're expecting them to not know how to express themselves in an appropriate way. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing. That's why you're watching this video. That's why we are preparing ourselves, and that's why we're kind of continuously trying to fine-tune any preventative measures that we're taking. The whole thing, you're doing everything you're doing because you're expecting this to happen. When we remind ourselves that, when a tantrum is happening, I expected this, you feel ready. You feel prepared. You're not taken off guard. You don't even need to get upset about it. You can stay pretty neutral because everything's going according to plan. Everything is happening exactly as it's meant to happen. My toddler is learning. That is what's happening. Just like we are teaching, they are learning. So if that one resonates more with you, go with that one. I've got this. See how many of these simple short phrases, I can do this, I'm ready for this, I'm prepared for this, I've got this, is just another option for you. If that one makes you feel really empowered, if you believe that and are just rising to that, then that would be a really helpful thought for you to think during a tantrum. Everything is under control. Your toddler probably doesn't look like they are under control. From a distance, other people probably think your toddler does not look like everything is under control. But hopefully when they see you, everything is under control. It seems like you have everything under control because you do. You're staying calm, you're saying the things that you're wanting to say, and then you are in a position where you're ready to make that transition out of this tantrum. Everything really is under control. Frustration is just an emotion. Those emotions are optional. Sometimes they're going to happen. Knee-jerk reaction, that's totally okay. But as we are backtracking, thinking some of these more desirable thoughts, frustration is just an emotion. And remember, emotions are not going to hurt you. It's going to feel uncomfortable for a second. We're going to let ourselves feel that. And then we get to choose into something else. I choose to show up as my best self. So in those moments when you are not feeling like your best self and maybe you're a little tempted to yell or freak out about this tantrum happening, you could remind yourself, I choose to show up as my best self. The choice is the important part. We are choosing. We are choosing how to act. We are choosing how to parent. We are choosing how to behave in front of our child. That is a choice. Take back your power, own that choice, and then you can move forward intentionally. Love is always an option. I really enjoy thinking this in a lot of different situations. During a tantrum is a perfect time to think that. Love is always an option. It is always within your reach to feel love. And maybe you have a few reasons or a few thoughts that can bring that feeling of love during this tantrum. We can still love our toddler even when they're tantruming. Okay, I feel like we need to rush through these last few. Toddlers thrive with consistency. That is definitely true. You might decide to think that more often. I'm giving my toddler exactly what they need right now. My toddler is allowed to feel upset. Nothing has gone wrong. I just have to emphasize that is true, you guys. Even if you don't believe it in that moment, it really is true. Nothing has gone wrong when your toddler is tantruming. It's normal. It's age appropriate. We are expecting it. All kids go through this. Also true. These are only just a few suggestions, and really the sky is the limit. We get to choose what we are thinking when our toddler is having a tantrum. Those thoughts will then translate to an emotion. Stress is an emotion that is coming from your thoughts. Sure, we will have plenty of knee-jerk reactions and thoughts that are just flooding through our brain without our permission. That's normal. That's totally okay. And at any moment, we can choose to switch gears and replace those thoughts with something else, something that's actually going to serve us and lead us to a more desirable emotion. Intentional thoughts allow us to show up for tantrums as we want to show up. So as you go about finding a few new key thoughts, go ahead and think about it like you're shopping for a new pair of pants. You're going to try them on. You've got to really see how they fit and how they look and how you feel in them. There's not a right or wrong. You just want to choose something that's going to feel true to you so that you can actually move forward believing it. That's how it's going to be impactful. Make sure that you grab the free cheat sheet for tantrums if you haven't already. I will put that link in the description. Also, if you are worried about your ability to be consistent with toddler tantrums, which we've talked about how important that is, you can see my strategies in the video that's coming up right next after this. I'll see you soon.